Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto. So let's just dive in, and let's start off with this tweet here. So we do see London Stock Exchange to clear crypto trades, the Times. Now this is a little worded a little bit differently from what we actually have over here, but we do see London Stock Exchange Group unit to clear Bitcoin index futures options. LCH said its partnership with trading venue GFOX shows its commitment to the crypto asset class. Now, I still think that this is great. Listen, they're going to offer clearing services for cash settled Bitcoin index futures and options, the company said in a statement on Thursday. I think that this is great. Listen, they want to get behind this asset class because they actually mentioned here that it's a rapidly growing asset class, increasing interest among institutional market participants looking for access within a regulated environment they are familiar with. And yes, as we really kind of look at what's happening within the US, one, are we falling behind? 100%. Are we pushing crypto outside of the US? 100%. What's actually happening within the US right now is a battle on the forefront against crypto to not only regulate the hell out of it, but also give a lot of it to Wall Street. That's all they really care about, is Wall Street getting behind this. It's the number one reason why, as we look at the UK and as we look at these other major nations, they are moving extremely fast on crypto to adopt it, to accept it, and also even to regulate it. Listen, regulatory frameworks are being created outside of the US pretty quickly, while the SEC continues to drag its feet and also go after stupid things like celebrities, for example. It's actually ridiculous that we have zero clarity at all from the SEC, and they are not being transparent at all on a lot of things. But the craziest thing is that a lot of people forget about Grayscale. For about 2 years now, Grayscale has been trying to get a Bitcoin spot ETF launched within the US. Outside of the US, well, here you guys have the London Stock Exchange offering clearing mechanisms for Bitcoin, which is crazy because, again, within the US, there's been a big battle going on around a Bitcoin spot ETF. Now, yes, this is on a little bit of a different subject slightly, but it's still kind of in the same narrative, right? And Grayscale has sued the SEC about this. And it's been a battle for a while. But we do see a dozen reasons why the SEC should have approved Grayscale spot Bitcoin ETF. And yeah, I mean, listen, there's a big deal to be made here. There's a lot of money on the table. And not only that, but also there is a ton of value to be created from this. Now, there is a 40% chance of Grayscale winning the suit. That's what they were actually looking at. But I just don't see how Grayscale loses this. I believe that they will win this. And when it does happen, it's going to put a significant shift in place around regulatory bounds within the US, within crypto. But also, listen, this has been going on for so long, since November of 2021. And we do see here Fidelity launching a spot Bitcoin ETF in Canada, Grayscale arguing with the SEC about a spot Bitcoin ETF approval. This is what's actually happening. One, Fidelity, right? They are going to get the green pass constantly because they are a big centralized entity. They are one that will really kind of, I don't want to say, give a lot of its money and power away to the government, but basically Fidelity is one of those centralized entities that are basically a Wall Street player. We actually seen Fidelity offering crypto custody services within the US, and that basically got approved immediately. But Grayscale is now arguing and also suing the SEC within the US a few years later now, because again, this was November of 2021. This is how long this has been going on for. It's been a big deal. And, outside of this, yeah, people are extremely frustrated. Even judges, right? They're scrutinizing the SEC over denial of Grayscale Bitcoin ETF. And we actually have a quote over here from this article, which is basically saying the same thing. U.S. court questions SEC's rejection of Grayscale's Bitcoin fund proposal. Within this, we do see it seems like it's fine for an agency to say, okay, we need some more information. But it seems there's quite a bit of information here on how these markets work together, and the SEC has not offered any explanation, that the petitioners here are wrong. And yeah, listen, the SEC is not going to offer any explanation. It's the same way that they're not offering any clarity or any reasoning behind anything that they do. They're one of the most, as an agency that is out to protect investors, which, by the way, we are not protected at all. The XRP holders themselves probably feel like they got backstabbed by a government entity. But it's crazy because the SEC is one of the most prestigious agencies within the US that has always been sought out to protect investors, but they're not transparent at all. They're one of the least transparent agencies within the US. And at a time where we demand answers, we just aren't getting any. And I'm not the only one that believes that Grayscale will win this case. We actually do see over here from Ryan Selkis, the SEC is going to lose its case against Grayscale. Once that happens, the American investing public will see what a child the current SEC leader is when he responds by kicking over a sandcastle and dismantling future ETFs versus letting the spot ETF pass through. And yeah, this is going to put a lot of things into motion around regulatory bounds within the US. I definitely am watching a few things around this because, again, outside of the US, as we look at London really clearing Bitcoin index futures and things like that, the UK has made it clear that they want to become a major crypto hub. Going all the way back to September of last year, this was basically on their agenda. We do see with new prime minister, the UK still wants to be a crypto hub, treasury official. And this actually got launched back in this idea of them becoming a crypto hub has been in the works and in the talks since around the summer of 2022. But ever since then, we started to see them really taking this seriously. It's one thing to say that, oh, we want to become a crypto hub, and then them actually trying to become one, accepting it, adopting it, etc. And we even do see, by making the country a hospitable place for crypto technologies, we could attract investment, generate new jobs, benefit from tax revenues, create a wave of groundbreaking new products and services, and bridge, that's a big one, bridge the current position of the UK financial services into a new era. It's huge, right? This is what's happening outside of the US. As the US continues to drag their feet, this is what's happening. And again, they've been extremely serious on this even in this year. The UK commits to becoming a global crypto hub despite FTX collapse, January 10th of this year. Then also, again, February, the UK sets out plan to become a global crypto hub. The Treasury seeks feedback from the industry stakeholders for crypto regulations. The proposal is the second phase of the government's phased approach to regulating cryptocurrencies. It has received positive feedback from the community, with Binance welcoming the decision. This is what's happening in the UK. Okay, now let's take a step back and look at what happened in the US in the last couple months. Going back to the summer. All right, yeah, that's right. The SEC not only shut down staking as a service, but it went after multiple exchanges. It continues to target projects within crypto. And also, we haven't seen a significant update in the SEC case versus Ripple. This is the truth of the matter. The US does not want to accept loss at all around crypto. They don't want crypto to thrive in the US because, again, if it does, well, you could say goodbye to a lot of Wall Street dominance. You could say goodbye to a lot of banking dominance. Individuals would rather hold money in crypto at this point than banks. And a lot of people think I'm crazy for saying that, but go look at what's happened. Banks starting to crumble, liquidity drying up within the US. Yeah, most people are shifting their money towards crypto, gold, silver, and other investment opportunities because they are so uncertain around the banking sector. And also with inflation eating their money in their bank account, why would they want to hold money in a bank account? It makes zero sense. So yeah, at this current moment in time, we are demanding answers around what the SEC is going to do next. And well, guess what? We already have an update. They're still pushing this narrative. The SEC claims recent court win weakens Ripple's core argument around fair notice. It's just insane to me that we still have this agency playing childlike games. They're one of the most immature agencies. We continue to hear the SEC tout their nonsense about come in and register. They continue to say crypto's this, crypto's that. And I've said it, even in a recent video, I was like, they want to create this narrative around how crypto is this risky asset class that's only for thieves. It's only for online criminals. It's for hackers, this, that. What about fiat currencies? Nobody ever mentions fiat currencies utilized for, all this other illegal activity. Think about it. For the longest time, fiat currencies have allowed criminals to conduct business. But, oh yeah, that's right. Crypto is a problem. They want to create this narrative. They want to try to, really dampen crypto's dominance as well as growth. But guess what? It's not happening because outside of the US, this continues to thrive. Now, I do want to take you guys to another topic here, and that is XRP. We do see this means that XRP is not a security. And this is, of course, Jeremy Hogan talking about this. Now, listen, I'm not sitting here saying that XRP is guaranteed to have regulatory clarity and that Ripple is going to win and, things are going to be all sunshine and, that. No, that's not the case. Listen, we have some time here. We've got to be patient, but listen closely to this.
Could this mean that XRP having clarity while the rest of the industry waits for legislation? What do you believe the impact would be for our particular project? We're focusing on XRP here. If XRP is in a situation where they do get a favorable ruling and the rest of the industry is sitting on the sidelines, what do you believe that means for XRP and the project itself?
So two things. First off, XRP would be the only cryptocurrency that has clarity in the US. And that is because you cannot be sued twice for the same thing, right? It's not exactly double jeopardy, but that's what the law is. So just when the SEC loses, that's it. It's done. As far as the law is concerned, XRP is not a security. Even if the SEC were to appeal, the judge's trial order still remains the law until an appellate court overturns it.
And, that is why there's so much riding on this, because you can't be sued twice. If XRP is deemed a security in the US, well, guess what? That's basically it. But I've said it, right? Even if Ripple loses this case, win, lose, or draw, outside of the US, there is a ton of opportunity for XRP. There's a ton of opportunity for Ripple as a company. We don't need the US to give us the green light. Everyone is preparing for, a settlement, a win. We have to prepare for either side, because either side is a big deal. Like, we could see a loss, we could see a major win, but it shouldn't. We shouldn't put all of our, we shouldn't put all of our hope on just one side. And we do see over here, settlement appeal, Supreme Court, Ripple test, good interview with Johnny Deaton on Real Vision. This is about 1 minute and 16 seconds long, and then I will address a few things after the case.
Well, according to Ripple, the only way they settle is that, and I don't think it's a matter of how much they pay. The only thing they said that the SEC would have to agree that XRP, ongoing and future sales of XRP, including in the secondary market when I trade it or anyone else does from Coinbase or any other exchange, that those are not securities. And unless there's that agreement or that stipulation made, Ripple will not settle. So I don't see the SEC agreeing to that. That's why I don't see a settlement. I see a settlement after a judgment. So if the judge comes down and she says this or that, or she says there needs to be a jury and this is going to hang on for a couple more years, then maybe the two can get together to come out with some compromise. But at the end of the day, a settlement is just between two parties and doesn't have any precedential effect on other tokens. Ripple's already indicated if they lose, they're appealing to the Second Circuit. And then, of course, it could go to the Supreme Court. And that's when you would get what's called the Ripple test that arguably could replace the Howey test. Or it wouldn't replace it. It would just be the Ripple test applied to digital assets, so to speak.
So, yeah, listen, I do believe that if Ripple does win, yes, they do become I should say, let's put it like this, right? If Ripple does win or settles, XRP will have 100% clarity. It's going to be the only digital asset that has 100% clarity. That's going to be a big deal, especially as today, as we look at XRP, it is sitting at number 6. It still has $26.8 billion tied to it. And I believe that XRP is still going to continue to be in the top 10 for many, many years to come, probably still within maybe even the top 5 as well. I believe that we will see a lot of things change drastically around XRP and XRP's dominance. especially as we do see more regulatory uncertainty around crypto brewing within the US. I believe that we will start to see more regulations regulate out a lot of the cryptocurrencies that are in this space. I mean, listen, we have 23,000 projects tied to crypto. I don't believe that. I will say this. I actually think that about 23,000 of those projects are basically completely worthless. I think that there's a lot of projects within this space that will basically disappear. Somebody said that there will only be like about 100 projects left. I don't know if it's going to be like that, but I do believe that there's a large amount of projects and tokens within this space that once regulations come, they will completely disappear. One thing that I have certainty around is that XRP will be here. XRP, like many other utility gems in this space, will be here. HBAR, XLM, Casper, I mean QNT. There's just a few, right? There will be a lot more value and growth tied to crypto once we see the bad actors out of this space and the utility gems really kind of shine. But we won't get to that point unless we have proper regulations and we have an agency that has made it clear that they're here to protect investors, right? If they do their job, if they're transparent, and if they actually give us clarity, which it seems as though they don't want to do, they want to continue to leave that door open. They don't want to be clear on anything. They just want to continue to go after these big paydays with going after other projects. Well, guess what? If we don't have that clear regulatory framework around crypto, that's going to allow not only innovation to thrive, but also allow these cryptocurrencies to be adopted and utilized properly, well, guess what? We won't see crypto hit that $100 trillion market cap that I believe that it will have at some point in time. We won't have crypto become an intricate part of the entire financial core system. Outside of the US, we might. But I worry for US investors. I worry for those like myself that is holding XRP, because we still are at this point in time at an uncertain point where the SEC doesn't want to do anything. They don't want to give us clear and transparent guidance on what deems a currency to be, one, a currency, or, if you will, a security. But once we see things put in motion, once we see this case, because this case is still one of the biggest, if not it is the biggest one still around crypto. Once we see a significant change and an update on this, whether it be win, lose, or draw, from there, we will see a lot more momentum brew, build, and basically we will see a lot more decisions be made. But do I believe that the US is the one to tell us if something is going to be successful or not? No. I still believe that within the US and outside of the US, crypto will become a major aspect of everyday life. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on, because I'm on free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As it's up to you all, have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.